From the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, it's the Lake Cruise Collector Car Auction. Over 350 cars going across the auction block in a two-day event. Dave Kenny, Senior Auction Analyst for Sports Car Market Magazine and owner of U.S. Appraisal, is previewing today's cars.
427, 435 horsepower, Chevrolet Corvette, 1967. Now I like these C2 or Generation 2 or mid-year Corvettes built from 63 to 67. 67 is the year I like best of all. Why? It's the end of the series. It's the last one. And in 1967, you could get this car equipped many, many ways. And one of the ways is with this 427 setup, 427 cubic inch, 435 horsepower, and 3 carburetors, 3 dual barrel carburetors. So for a performance car, it doesn't get much better than that. And we've got a good looking example here in the red with a black hood stinger, all kinds of fun stuff, and a 4-speed transmission, just the way you want to find one of these. Let's take a look at this car and get some details out of it. We still have the original style ignition shielding here right over the distributor cap, and that's to keep the noise down. That AM radio would be nothing but static with this motor going, so that's important on a fiberglass car to have here. And that's still on here. We've got a pretty nice looking engine compartment here, pretty straight and pretty original looking, and that's what a lot of Corvette owners are looking for, is straight and original. Now on our 67 Corvette Coupe with the 427 engine, it wasn't born with a 427 engine. This car actually started life as a 327, and the owner has put or somebody in the past has put this 427 engine in it. So that's going to hurt the value, because numbers matching is very, very important on all Corvettes. But these 63s, 67s, you'll find that it makes a big, big difference in the value of the car. We're going to take a look at some of the features on this car and some of the equipment, but we're also going to take a look at the chrome, we're going to take a look at the paint, and some of the little flaws that we see on here. It's not a perfect car, but boy, is it a very, very nice driver. And if you're looking for a fast one, this 427 setup is really going to make it go. First and foremost, you want to look for fit and finish on every car, but with Corvettes with these fiberglass bodies, it's real easy to see. You look down them, you look and see if there's any kind of delamination starting or anything that's happening here. We've got really nice paint on this car right now, and really nice chrome as well. Noticed a couple little things. There's an area with just a little bit of overspray on the paint, not too hard to fix up with this. And we've also got some delamination on the windshield. Not a real big problem, but sometime in the future it's going to be more of a problem. Other than that, we see some really good fit and finish in these seams right in through here. It's got the red line tires, a really, really nice touch. It's really all pretty much fit as a fiddle and ready to go. It's a nice one for a driver. It's actually got better paint and a little bit better cosmetics than you might expect to find on most drivers. Now the owner's wife says it's time to get rid of this car, so let's see what happens when it goes to the auction block and goes under the hammer.
Motors aluminum heads, L89 heads.
Very, very nice example. Corvette Coupe.
Here we go. What a beautiful day right here. All right, how much it is? Somebody get about 75, 75,000, got 20, 25, 25, now 30, 30.
Opening the bids at 20,000, immediately went to 20,000, 25,000, then 30,000, at 30,000 and calling for 35. All the way, it's going quick, up to 45,000. Daniel Cruz, the auctioneer, is really getting into it now. Not quite.
Okay, here we go.
The 1965 Mustang is it's the pony car that started it all. Everybody knows what a 65 Mustang looks like. They came in coupe, they came in fastback, and they came in convertible. What we have here is a convertible with a 289 engine and a nice looking car in this honey gold color. It's got a couple options, not a lot of options on it, but some nice things. And of course, you can always add some things to this car. If you want to have air conditioning, you can still get a factory style air conditioning kit, or you can get an upgraded style using the new refrigerant if you wanted to do it that. So Mustangs, you can still do a little bit of customization on your own. You won't hurt the value. You might even increase it a little bit on some of these cars, but you got to start with a nice one. And this looks like a really nice one we've got here. This 65 looks like a great base to work off of, whether you just want it for yourself just like it is, and that'd be okay, or whether you wanted maybe to put some air conditioning in it, or if you wanted to add an AM/FM radio that would make it a little bit more fun to drive or use to go to the beach or take the kids out for an ice cream cone. Now, some of the options that we found on this car are these styled steel wheels, which are era correct. You'd find these on the GT cars. They're an option on these cars. This has a 289 V8 engine. It's an automatic transmission car. It's got a console inside. Of course, it's got bucket seats. Some of the earlier cars didn't have bucket seats. They actually had bench seats in some of the early 64.5s, and an AM radio. Not a lot of equipment on this car, but a lot of the niceness of this car makes up for the fact it doesn't have the air conditioning and some of the other things you might be looking for, which were add-ons anyway from Ford when they were new. So if you wanted to take this car even farther, you could. And this looks like a really nice base to start with, because it looks like a really clean car with some really nice paint on it. Now, when you're looking for paint, you look for evenness on this, and we've got a really nice even paint job in through here. Not a lot of flip-flop, not a lot of problems visible. Is it a perfect paint job? No, it's not, but it's a very, very nice paint job and shows off really, really well on this 65 Mustang. Now, with these cars, it's fun to track the prices on these because they've changed a lot just recently. Just a year and a half, 2 years ago, these cars would have been hovering around the 20,000 mark. Now they've shot up, and good ones are bringing well into the 30s. Now, I don't know about this car with this kind of equipment, but we're expecting to see something high 20s, low 30s on this would be a pretty good price to buy it. And I expect a lot more appreciation on these cars in the years to come, because as more baby boomers who remember these cars from new have a little bit more money to spend, maybe the kids are out of college, this is going to be something that they're going to be looking for to have for a beach car, or just a car to take the kids out for a ride and pick up some ice cream. I know I'd like to have this car. When I grew up, my mom had a coupe in this particular color, so it brings back a lot of happy memories for this guy too.
They're calling for a bid now. Opened at 16. Good strong bid at 18. 17 calling for 18. It should bust right through that. This car is worth more than that.
There's a difference in Mustangs, ladies and gentlemen.
Got 18. Now they're calling for 18.5. This car is worth more than that. It's a pretty nice, pretty straight car. Now they've got their 18,250 and looking for 18.5. They've dropped the reserve now, so they're ready to sell this car. This one's a bargain at that kind of price. $18,250. It's sold. Very good. Very well done. Quite a buy.
Up next, a 1939 Ford Cruiser.
Now, some cars are just made for cruising, and that's what we have right here with this 1939 Ford Deluxe Coupe. It's been made into a street rod. It's got a lot of fun features on it with a V8 engine. It's got air conditioning. It's got a number of updates on it. The owner has done a lot of work to this car in the last few years to make it what it is. This was put together and done in the late 90s. Really nice car. In 2000, this was in American Rodder magazine. So it's actually even a magazine car. But you can look and see the difference on this car. And you can see when you're looking at it, the quality of the build is just really sweet all the way through. And that's what we look for sometimes when we're looking for street rods and rodded cars. first can be the quality of the build. Second comes the parts that are in it and the usability. And when they're nice all the way through like this. That makes it a really sweet car all the way through it. Now this was done in the style of a 50s hot rod, although it certainly has some features that you would have never found in a 50s car, like this add-on air conditioner unit. When we look through the interior, we can see this contrast of the white and the black for a really sharp look, and that's really what I like about this car.